Hello there, cryptonauts. Let's dive into the groundbreaking developments surrounding Internet Computer. Get ready because this is a game changer that could catapult ICP into the top 3 cryptocurrencies during this bullish market. First off, we're talking about the first demonstration of a remarkably sophisticated AI running on a blockchain. And not just any blockchain. We're talking about the Internet Computer, the platform that's about to shake up the entire industry. Now, this announcement isn't just big, it's opening doors to a $200 trillion industry. You heard that right, $200 trillion, and with this revelation, money is going to pour in from institutions like never before. We are talking about a floodgate of investments that could reshape the entire landscape of the cryptocurrency market. Now, before we dive into the details, let's frame this moment and understand why it's so monumental. Cathie Wood, the renowned figure from ARK Invest, has highlighted the potential for disruptive innovation, pegging AI as the most crucial catalyst. When we look at the bigger picture, we see that neural networks, the backbone of AI, are the true catalysts of growth within the AI industry. It's these neural networks that are paving the way for a potential $200 trillion industry, but there's a snag. Existing neural networks come with a hefty price tag. The cost of building and maintaining these models is skyrocketing thanks to the immense computational power required. Companies are struggling to keep up, sourcing computing power on a massive scale, and while solutions like cloud computing have helped, the scalability remains in question. But here's where Internet Computer comes into play. For months, we've been exploring the potential of Internet Computer in addressing the scaling issues of AI projects, and now, with this groundbreaking demonstration, it's becoming clear that Internet Computer holds the key to unlocking trillions of dollars in value. Imagine fixing the scalability issue of AI. Now let's zoom in on the demonstration itself. Dominic Wood, a key figure in the space, showcased an image classification task powered by a neural network running inside a smart contract on the Internet Computer. This isn't just any AI. This is AI running on the blockchain. And while the demonstration may seem basic at first glance, it's laying the foundation for something extraordinary. You see, training and creating large language models like the one showcased is not just time-intensive and expensive, it's also centralized. Only a handful of companies have the resources to access this technology, leaving the development capacity limited for others. But with Internet Computer's breakthrough, the doors are opening wide. They're not just analyzing images, they're paving the way for decentralized AI at an unprecedented scale. Now, this isn't just a glimpse into the future, it's a seismic shift that's happening right before our eyes, and ICP, the Internet Computer Project, has pulled off something faster and more significant than anyone anticipated. So, what does this mean for ICP's price? Well, buckle up because we're on the cusp of witnessing an explosion in ICP's value. This breakthrough has just ignited the spark that could send ICP soaring to new heights. Now, if you've been diving into ICP lately, it might feel like the price hasn't been budging much, right? Well, there's a pretty good reason behind that. Over the past year or so, ICP has been riding a wave of hype, attention, and excitement, mainly fueled by platforms like YouTube and Twitter. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for investing in promising ideas, but let's face it, a lot of crypto projects out there are all talk and no action. They promise the moon and the stars, but delivering on those promises? That's a whole different story. I'll be honest, I had my doubts about ICP's grand ambitions. They were aiming sky high and part of me wondered if they could actually pull it off. That's where Benjamin Cowen's indicator about social risk comes into play. It measures how many folks, just like you and me, are jumping on the bandwagon and holding on to a token because of all the hype surrounding it. And let me tell you, when you've got that hype already brewing and then you drop a bombshell announcement like ICP just did, it changes the entire game. Suddenly, you're not just riding the hype train, you're pouring rocket fuel on it, and guess what? We're starting to see the pieces fall into place. Projects are actively bringing in users, developing new initiatives, and the excitement is palpable. Look at Akash Network. It's been making waves with its active visas, and with the demand for AI apps skyrocketing, increasing by 10 times every 18 months, mind you, the scalability issue is becoming a major headache. Think about Ethereum, the golden child of blockchain. Even it is struggling to keep up with the demand, with users grappling with high gas fees and network congestion. That's where projects like Solana and Polygon step in, alleviating some of that burden. And now, enter ICP. They are swooping in to address a colossal demand for large language model training, and let me tell you, the demand is off the charts. Now, I get it. This might all sound a bit overwhelming, but here's the bottom line. The biggest gains in the last bull market came from projects that tackled scalability issues head-on. Just look at Solana and Polygon. They stepped up when Ethereum faltered, and the results speak for themselves. And when you factor in the potential of AI, it's a game changer, plain and simple. So, is now the right time to jump on the ICP train? Well, it's a bit of a toss-up. With Bitcoin hovering around $65,000, it's tough to say which way the wind will blow. If Bitcoin takes a dip, we might snag a better entry point for ICP, but if it keeps gaining momentum, buckle up because ICP could be in for a wild ride. Now, some of you might be wondering why ICP isn't mooning like other coins. Well, here's the thing. ICP comes with a bit of social risk factor. As we take a closer look at ICP right now, it seems like it might be shaping up into something quite intriguing. We could even say it's forming what looks like an ascending triangle pattern. So what's the deal with these zones, you ask? Well, picture this. Most cryptocurrencies, except for maybe those quirky meme coins, tend to follow a similar trajectory. They start off in a bear market, then enter an accumulation phase where everyone's saying, it's a dead coin, it's going nowhere. Sound familiar? Solana, ICP, they've all been there. Then they start to stir from their slumber, entering what we call the disbelief phase. Some folks are like, hey, maybe there's something here, while others are still shouting scam. And finally, they break into the green zone where even the skeptics have to admit they were wrong. So, where does ICP fit into all of this? Let's break out the trusty old boxes and map it out. We've had our bear market phase, that's old news. Then we entered the accumulation zone where things were a bit murky but still full of potential. Now, I'd say we're still hovering in that disbelief phase. Sure, ICP has made some strides since its accumulation days, but it's not quite convincing everyone just yet. And that's okay. This phase is all about dialing down the hype and separating the wheat from the chaff. Now, as for when the bull market will kick into gear, your guess is as good as mine. Crypto is notorious for its unpredictability, but here's the exciting part. With ICP poised on the brink of a breakthrough, the potential for a massive upswing is palpable. If we can anticipate where it's headed next, I'd say this accumulation zone looks mighty tempting for those looking to dip their toes in. At $12 a pop, it's starting to look like a steal. But hold your horses, let's not get carried away just yet. I know there's a lot of buzz around ICP with new crypto channels popping up left and right, vying for your attention, and sure, they'll tell you ICP is going to the moon and beyond. But let's keep our feet on the ground, shall we? Remember, hype can only take you so far. We need substance, real-world adoption, and tangible growth to sustain that momentum. Speaking of growth, let's talk market cap. Solana, sitting pretty at $78 billion, is a prime example of what happens when a project hits its stride. And while ICP might not be there just yet, it's making waves in its own right. Here's where things get interesting. With ICP's recent announcement and development in the AI space, there's a massive opportunity for it to attract a slew of users and developers, catapulting its market cap into the stratosphere. Sure, projecting a 100 times increase might seem like a stretch, but stranger things have happened in the crypto world. With ICP potentially combining hype with substance, we could be looking at a game changer. So while $5.8 billion might seem like a drop in the bucket compared to Ethereum's gargantuan market cap, don't count ICP out just yet. It's got the potential to shake things up in a big way, and that's something worth keeping an eye on. Well, let's talk about the floodgates of money that could potentially pour into ICP. I can see ICP making some serious moves, maybe even landing itself in the top 7 or 6 cryptocurrencies. As for XRP, well, I don't think it's gonna hang out in that top tier for too long, and who knows, ICP might just elbow its way into the top 5. Solana though, now there's a coin that's been climbing up steadily up the ladder, and I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. But let's not kid ourselves. In a bull market, everything gets a little overinflated, shall we say. It's like a party where the music's pumping, the drinks are flowing, and everyone's having a grand old time. But eventually, the party winds down, and what goes up must come down. So while staking might sound like a sweet deal with all those rewards, don't get too comfy. I've seen it happen time and time again. People stake for the long haul only to watch their gains evaporate when the music stops. Take Solana for example. Say you staked it for 8 years. riding the wave of hype and excitement, only to watch it crash and burn when the market took a nosedive. Now imagine if you'd cashed out at the peak, then jumped back in when things cooled off. You'd be sitting pretty with a hefty chunk of change in your pocket. So here's the bottom line. Don't get caught up in the hype. ICP might be the talk of the town right now, but remember, what goes up must come down. Alright folks, that's a wrap for today. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace out.